Internet! Shalthus here, and it's time for another episode of Arena Time here on ShoutStone. So we are following Trump as he makes his run through the arena, currently into game number 6. Trump currently 4-1. Let's see how far he can make it. Without any further ado, let's get to the action right now. It is Jaina versus Uther. Trump playing the part of Jaina, the Mage. Azure playing the part of Uther, the Paladin. Don't forget, you can watch Trump stream live at twitch.tv/TrumpSC, and the other links are on the right-hand side of this video. You can see, well, not really links, but you can see where else you can go to watch Trump, or talk to Trump, or all that good stuff. But anyway, here we are, another arena time. Another day. An opponent still being very delicate, very careful about picking his cards. So, I'm probably going to make a slight change for how I do things for the next arena time that I do. Just in terms of the presentation of the episode, I want to try to make it a little more informative as far as what cards the main player has in their deck. It's just going to require a little bit of extra production, but I think it's going to be worth it. Anyway, Worgen Infiltrator getting things kicked off here. This little 2/1 minion with stealth. And a River Crocolisk to come in response. And he's just going to ping it and clear it off the field immediately, so nothing really to do here. So, this is always the part of the game, and I get a lot of feedback that people kind of want me to get a little more analytical with the stuff that I talk about. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I certainly try to be analytical. I think you've probably heard it over the last few videos, but this part of the game in particular is a lot of pieces just kind of being set into place. You're not really going to see too much in the way of strategy unfolding. At least very rarely. Sometimes you will, but not always. So here we had a Blood Knight and an injured Blade Master just trade places. And now a Knife Juggler and a Silver Hand Recruit coming out for our Paladin opponent. So Trump's going to respond with one of the arena players' favorites, a Chill Wind Yeti. It's just a handy little minion that fits into the rotation very nicely. Dark Iron Dwarf coming out to provide a bit of assault. And he gets rid of that Yeti right away. So, at this point, Trump is in a little bit of on the back foot at this point. Just that he can't really establish a field presence. But he did just get that Adventure Company Mercenary out on the field. So that's going to be useful in terms of hopefully giving him something to work behind. And just kind of get a field presence established, despite the fact that it's early and he's going to want to play more minions, and they're going to be a lot more expensive, so that's going to make life a little difficult. But right now, his opponent's just going to focus fire on basically the hero. But he does have that Dread Corsair out to absorb the first attack. Oh, and he's going to play Cone of Cold, which should clear out one of those minions at least. And he's coining out Mirror Entity. So right now, Trump at least gets a little bit of control in place, one of the staples of the Mage deck. Just kind of keep your opponent locked down. Oh, and here comes the Hammer of Wrath to get rid of that Adventure Company Mercenary. That will at least bring minion costs back to normal. And well, it did for a while, but a really good play there of that Mana Entity does a good job of actually buffing all the minion costs once again. I don't know if the Paladin player actually realized that he did in fact have Mirror Entity, but it was a good strategy. So another minion falls due to the sacrificing that mana entity and then the ping. Now another Chillwind Yeti on the field. So still, Trump is a little bit behind at this point. Just a little bit. You know, it seems a lot worse than I think it actually is. Does get that Frostwolf Overlord out. But Trump is sitting on a Polymorph. So if necessary, he can lock it down and not really have to worry about it. It's precisely what he's going to do. See, you know, sometimes I don't always say, oh, they should play this. But sometimes I say, hey, he has this card to play, and it turns out that's exactly what they do. So, alright. On a pretty nice split on that Arcane Missiles. Takes out the Sheep and the Silverhand Recruit, and does a quick point of damage to the opposing hero. And he is going to ping that mana entity just to get it down to 1 hit point. I'm sure he would have preferred to kill it, but, you know, do what you gotta do. And once again, the field is clear. Wind Fury Harpy comes out on the field, 4/5 minion with Wind Fury. And another Silverhand Recruit. So, he's going to play that Frost Elemental, control that little guy, or control the Harpy, ping away the little guy, and basically reestablishes his board presence, at least as best he can. But now, because a lot of the exchanges have gone off and a lot of minions have been traded, it's fairly even at this point. Yeah, the health totals are certainly vastly different. There's a good 10-point hit total difference, or hit point difference, excuse me. But it's not too radical. So a lot of things happening behind Trump, kind of analyzing the breakdown there. But we are approaching the late, we are in the late game, excuse me. We're in the end game point now, and bigger minions are starting to come out. Sentient Shield Master coming out for Trump. It's going to get buffed up by that Shattered Sun Cleric. So it's going to provide a nice target, or really the only target, for that opposing 5/6 minion of whose name I suddenly can't remember off the top of my head. But, you know, I'm recording this game kind of early, so whatever. In any event, now it's decision time. So the opponent right now, he knows he has to take out that Shield Master. So that's going to be one of the first things. The Frost Elemental is certainly weak, but he knows that basically his minion is going to die on this next turn. I mean, he can take out the Shield Master, but then it's going to be knocked out at 2 hit points. And so he's going to play Hammer of Wrath, which will get the Shield Master down to 3. He's going to follow it up with possibly a... Yeah, he is going to give it Divine Shield. I had a feeling he was going to do something to give it a Divine Shield. So we'll take out the Shield Master, survive a little longer, use the Ironforge Rifleman to get the field a bit clearer. So that's really good stuff. Trump playing Arcane Intellect to get a few other options, and I don't really think he's getting what he wants. Mirror Entity is nice and all, but not really going to work out. So he's going to play another Shattered Sun Cleric to buff up the other Cleric, and use that to take the Rifleman out. But still sitting, he's still staring at imminent disaster, I think. He's not getting the late game presence that I think he needs or wants. So it's going to make life really difficult for him to actually kind of recover from here. But he's going to get that Jungle Panther into play. So at least he'll have that minion on the next turn, barring a Consecrate. We could get a Consecration, which will clear the field and make things really bad for Trump. But we haven't seen it so far, so I reckon he does not have that card in his hand. If he did, of course, he's really drawing this out. But as far as the attack comes here, I mean, it's a little tricky to say. he's going to want to take out some certain minions just to, you know, get some things removed. He's going to trade that Argent Protector. And, alright, so he's doing a pretty good job of clearing out at least the minions he can attack. He's going to leave that Jungle Panther for a little bit longer. And as far as Trump's response to this, he's only sitting on Mirror Entity and that Mana Addict right now. Things are not looking good, though. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's still, you know, anybody's game, anything can happen. And he will use that Panther to take out the opposition. Another Mirror Entity in play. And he's going to try again. Hopefully something... I guess he's hoping for something really nice to come out here. But, you know... who can say for sure? I mean, really, you know... Again, it's very early in the game, at least from a point of health to the conclusion. We're still a little ways away. The reason I say it doesn't look good, however, is mainly that he hasn't been able to establish a board presence. That's the big thing. Is that a big part of this game is if you're not going to be burning your opponent down early, it's establishing board presence and being able to kind of control the flow of the game. And right now, his opponent has been in entire control of the flow of this game. Every minion that's come out has been responded to. It's either been controlled or removed or something like that. So again, Mirror Entity pops. Probably not for the type of minion that he was looking for, but at least it's something. You know, he's not getting the cards that he really hopes to get. So another trade there just leaves a couple of, well, it left a couple of Raptors on there, but then the Murloc charges out. And a Fairy Dragon. See, he's playing this game very smart, you know. He's trying to gauge... I think he thought that it might have been another Mirror Entity, so he tried to play something that was fairly low value and figure out a good way to respond to it. So Arcane Golem and a Mana Addict now on the field. I think Trump's looking to take out that Fairy Dragon, and he does. So that leaves the Mana Addict and a Razorfen Raptor, both players now in a state of top draw. So this puts the game in a fairly interesting place. Because really now, we don't know what's going to happen. So here comes the Stampeding Kodo. It will take out something. It's just going to take out that little 1/1 minion. Trump's going to ping away the Raptor. So that leaves the Rifleman and the Stampeding Kodo now on the field. And we're just going to keep popping back and forth to see what could possibly happen next. It makes the games a little hard to talk strategy in when we're in top draw. Because we're in top draw. I don't know what cards are left here. Here comes a Gadget Zen Auctioneer, so pretty good cards for the opponent. Trump does have Polymorph. He can use that, and he's going to take out the Auctioneer with that and probably ping it away. Indeed he does. So, right now it's looking a little more even. Trump is down significantly in health, however. But, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the most important point of health in Hearthstone is the last one. The one between 0 and 1. You need to trade again. Dark Iron Dwarf and a Silverhand Recruit. Not what he was hoping for. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not much he can do with as far as that Arcane Missiles go. I mean, he's probably going to play it anyway just to try to get some extra damage out there. Hopefully take out something, or at least do some extra damage. See, right now the careful thing is he does still have his hero power, so he can do one guaranteed focus point of damage somewhere. He could take out the Silverhand Recruit if he wanted to, or he could just see what happens with the Arcane Missiles. So, alright, he's going to focus fire on that Dark Iron Dwarf, and he's not going to play the Arcane Missiles. So, I guess he's just trying to wait till a point where he can maybe focus fire a little bit better, but it might be too little too late. Because now a lot of minions are hitting the field. Trump down to 10 hit points. And it's not looking good. He does have that Argent Commander now, and he's going to play that. So between that and his hero power, or well, he's going to hope for arcane missiles to take it off. And it does not, so he's going to have to burn his hero power to take away that shield master. It doesn't actually clear anything. It does 2 points of damage to the hero, which at this point is really not... It's always nice, but it's really not necessary. And there comes a True Silver Champion, which is basically going to end this game. So unfortunately, Trump could not do it. He's going to lose this game in rather convincing fashion, I must say. But yeah, Azure absolutely controlled that game from top to bottom, and it showed. There's not really much else to say about that, so there you have it. Trump now is down to 4-2 in this arena run. 1 game away from elimination. Hopefully he will make it to 12. It's very difficult at this point, though. But that is going to do it. We'll be back on Monday with more. Don't forget to check out the tournament video so you can subscribe. You have until February 11th. Also, check out the latest Games in 60 Seconds. I covered the Stanley Parable. It's a weird little game. But go ahead and check those videos out. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you folks next time.